Hi, everybody. Queen Crystal King in the building. I would like to thank each and every one of you for coming over to episode 3 of Dear Crystal. Dear Crystal is something that I decided to try on my channel. It's just basically questions and answers about everyday situations, life, love, relationships, and I just give you my honest opinion. I'm not a professional. I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist. We You give me the question, I think about it, and I just let you know how I feel. And everyone is welcome. Very, very much welcome. Whew, today was a long day, but it's okay. It was a day nonetheless. So as soon as I have some people come in, we can start the questions. I will not be taking any questions that has to do with the controversy surrounding my name. I'll put it that way. Um, all of those questions have been asked and answered. So I'm going to leave that like it is. Sorry, guys, I was getting something to drink. Yeah, all of those questions have been asked and answered. There's nothing more I can say about that. Nothing at all. So those questions I will definitely decline. Hi, Regina. Hi, Sweet Pea. Hi, Gayle. How are you? Yep, I was making sure I got here on time so we could start our show. And I say our show because it wouldn't be a show without you guys. It really wouldn't. So Gayle or Regina, do you have a question for me? It doesn't have to be in a certain realm of things, just conversation. You're good. I'm glad you're good, Gayle. I'm glad you're good. I'm starting to see you a lot. We keep bumping into each other. Well, what I can do to start things off is I can talk about a question that I got, and that's what I do to cover myself. If no one has a question right away, I'll come with one that I was asked. Um, I was asked, if you decide to forgive your mate for cheating on you and they cheat on you again, should you forgive them? What I said was, for me, cheating is a deal breaker. But I can understand if someone wants to forgive. But when you take that time, excuse me, guys, when you take that time and forgive your mate and they do it again, for me, in my opinion, no, thank you. Especially if you didn't bring nothing back home that Ajax can't wash off. I'm very grateful for that. But no, I couldn't be with a person who cheats. I couldn't. Now, I know cheaters, but I couldn't do that because my trust level has to be very, very high to let you in the first place. Yes, Regina, you can ask random questions. My trust level has to be very high in order to let you in the first place. And if I don't treat myself like the most important person, then how would I expect you to? And for me, a second time cheating would mean to me that you got caught the first time, you just wanted to be a little slicker. So you come in and out the door like everything is cool, and how you doing, babe? Mwah. How you doing? Knowing that you just left somebody else, I just find that very creepy. And especially with this COVID, mm-mm, no way, no way. And those type of mistakes, you can get yourself entangled in something, and you 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 may be sick for the rest of your life with some cheating. So, and think about it. What if you make a baby while you're out there, male or female? You know, on the female aspect, you don't want your man to know you cheated and you're pregnant. You go through the whole pregnancy and you're believing, this may be his baby, this may not be his baby. But you let this man pay for your doctor's appointments and take you back and forth and make sure you're good and rub your belly. And then it comes out that he's not the father. And you led him to believe that for 9 months so you wouldn't have to go through it alone. I've seen that as well. I've also seen it where, you may think you're slipping and dipping with somebody, but just because, you know, you weren't caught and there are no visible signs of cheating, and then come to find out you get sick, and now you're sick for a whole nother reason. And that means that you're gonna have to ask the person that you trusted, did you cheat on me? Because you didn't. And I think I would probably be very upset if they kept saying no. So I'm just very finicky with cheating. But I know that as a husband and a wife, I'm not saying that cheating is okay. I'm saying that that's one of those for better or worse situations. And I might work a little harder on forgiveness in a marriage. But in just a regular relationship, no, no, not at all. Hell no. How do you clear your energy from negative feelings and emotions? Ooh, that's where I am right now, Gail. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to clear my energy from negative feelings and emotions because it stagnates me. It really stagnates me. It's like I shut down. I really don't want to talk. I really don't want anyone to talk to me. And that limits my growth because when I talk and people talk to me, that's when I learn and that's when I teach at times. So what I do is I find some music and I just settle right. I just put my body right in the center of the music. And if you don't know what that means, it's like I can close my eyes and every beat, every note, every sound, I can just make that go all through my body with the power of suggestion. I would light something. I love aromatherapy. So I would light a candle or I would burn some oil in my potpourri pot. Today I'm burning cinnamon, and cinnamon for me is a relaxing, homey type of smell. Like, that smell when that apple, I'm sorry, guys. That smell when that apple pie is baking and you come in like, oh, that smells so good. You just breathe in and you just breathe out. And there's also different types of literature that you can read, or you could just read a book that you've never read before. Uh, you can talk to a best friend. That helps me a lot. I just say exactly what it is. Even if I leave out something, she can look at me and she can tell I've left out something. So I do that. Some people may take a long drive. Um, but this is weird though. What I do is I go on YouTube sometimes and I look up different things, funny stuff. And I find those videos where the babies are laughing really, really hard over absolutely nothing. And the baby is laughing so hard the person that's making them laugh is laughing. And then next thing you know, everybody's laughing. So, yeah, sometimes I can go within myself to get rid of those negative emotions. And then sometimes I have to go outside of myself. But the main thing is I don't stop until I accomplish that because ugh, I can't deal with a lot of negative emotions and energy. It's just not good for me. And the person that I have to be in order to help you understand that that's not what I want, she's not always easily put back to sleep so fast, you know? So that's what I would do, Gail. Um, you have some people that do retail therapy. I do that too. Um, I go through I talked about my candles and my oils and my perfumes. I take a nice hot bath and then I go look, what do I want to smell like today? Victoria's Secrets has pear. I love the smell of pear. So when I come out, I put the pear on, couple spritz in the air. Just puts me in a better mood. It's very relaxing for me. Okay, Regina, what is your question? How do you feel about when I was telling you about the person that said, talked about the cheating in the relationship and then the person cheated again? How do you feel about what I said? Because the main part about that is I probably would work harder in a marriage than I would in just a regular relationship. Let me see. Let me try this one. Do you believe a man and a woman can truly just be friends? Real friends? True friendship? Yes. Yes, I do. Um, I have male friends and they are simply my friends. Um, be careful if you get those little hints and a little push up like, boy, I wonder how me and you would have did if we was together. Oh, we probably will be good together because we get along now. Or and it's like they're trying to subliminally put those thoughts in your head. And sometimes when you put a relationship or sex into a friendship, it changes the dynamic. But I do believe that they can. Yes, I believe it can happen. I do too, Gail. I do too. Yeah, and it's like when I was talking about that part, where you get those subliminals. When I started feeling like the person that I saw as a friend started to see me in a different light, I had to be honest about that. And sometimes they can let that go and move on. Sometimes they can't. And even on a female standpoint, she might say, this is my friend, but she really likes him. And should she dare let him know that, you know, would he reject her? So, yes, I believe that males and females can be friends as long as they establish that from the gate. I do too, Gail. I believe it can happen. How do you feel about if your friend made you something to eat and it was horrible? Would you tell them? Or would you just eat it? Would you make up an excuse? Real talk. Hey, lay it down, ladies. How you been, boo? Yeah. So, what do you think about a friend that made you something to eat and it was horrible? What would you do? Would you tell them? Would you just not eat it? Would you just say, I'm going to take this with me. I'm going to eat this later on, girl? You would tell them? I would tell them in a way that I wouldn't hurt their feelings, because that's not what I want to do. Some people's taste buds are different, and, well, they are different. And what may taste good to you may not taste good to me. So I don't know. I think I would have to tell them in a way that didn't hurt their feelings. Oh, you're fine? That's good, love. I have believed some men were friends. However, on their part, they have wanted a relationship. They always flip, and I have to cut them off. It's true. If that's not what you want, you're going to have to, yeah. And even though you didn't have sex, it changes the dynamic. When they're looking at you, you don't see them looking at you as a friend now. You see them looking at you like, hey, girl, you looking kind of good. I wonder if I did this or if I said this. And, you talked to me about your problems with this one and that one. What if I did the absolute opposite? Because when he's your friend, he knows your weaknesses. He knows the things that are important to you. So sometimes I see that as a type of manipulation. And then again, there are some people who have been friends and they made good lovers as well. But you have to be willing to be honest about that crossover. Having a friend, honesty is always the best policy. Yes and no. Yes and no. You would think honesty is the best policy. There are some people who don't appreciate you telling them the truth. And when I start to notice that, I slide my way out. I don't get involved in, girl, what you think about these shoes? Well, they're nice, but the black ones that you had are nice too. See if you could try the black ones with it. I think that would go better. Now, to me, I don't think I did anything wrong or said anything wrong, but they may have taken it that way. So sometimes the truth is not all it's cracked up to be, but if that's how you live in, they're just going to have to accept that about you, that you're not going to lie or sugarcoat it for them, but try to do it in a way where you're considering their feelings. Hi, Dollie. Showing some love and support. I thank you, Dollie. I thank you very much. I thank you very much. It's Deuce. Okay. Saying hi to Dollie. My ex used to make these dishes, and some of them were like hideous, horrible, horrible. And that's my husband. I'm trying not to hurt his feelings, but I'm just not going to sit and punish myself over food that I don't like, and that it's, I'm just not going to do that. But I will let you know in a way where I spare your feelings. Lay it down, lady says hello. Miss Dollie, always. Miss Dollie, do you have a question for me? This is about like everyday situations, life, love, or relationships, or just anything in general. You ask me, and then I'll just give you my opinion on it. Got to get me some water, guys. I'll be right back. Okay. No, just listening. Okay. Good to have you here. Let me see if I could give you another example. Come on, Gayle. I know you got a question for me, girl. Let's see. What's the other one? How would you feel if someone, I pray everyone. Yeah, everyone is well, love. Thank you so much. Doing the best I can with what I got, honey. I'm just going to keep on pushing. How do you feel about someone giving you some food, right? You're eating your food and you think it's one thing and they know it's not. And they allow you to finish the food. It tastes good, but it wasn't what you thought you were eating. How do you feel about that? Me, myself, I think that's very deceptive. And to me, you took away my choice. You took away my choice to say thank you. Yes, I'll have some, or no, thank you. I don't want any. You took away my choice. But see, someone tried to trick me. They tried to trick me because they said, "Do you like liver?" I said, "No." Girl, I could make you some liver and it tastes just like steak. I said, "I don't care how you try to disguise it. I'm going to know that it's liver because liver has an aftertaste to it that I don't like." That's why when you test foods or you test perfumes or anything like that, it doesn't always work with your body chemistry. And the liver doesn't work with my taste buds. We just don't agree. So I would be angry too, Gayle. Very angry. Um, I know what liver smells like when it's cooking. So I kept hearing, "Well, that smells so good. Don't it smell good?" And I'm like, a little bit, a little bit. Like I really wasn't. I know what liver smells like. So when it came time to get the rice and the greens, and then when it came out to the meat, it wasn't even shaped like steak. Okay, I cut it. It didn't even cut like steak. And this is one thing I hate. It's a pet peeve of mine. I don't know whether you guys are like that or not, but I hate to see people smell their food when you pick it apart. Like, "Ugh, what's this?" I hate that. That's annoying to me, and I can't stand that. But if you are gonna do it, as you hang around me, you'll know I hate that. So you'll do that where I can't see you do that. Now, I said, "Is this liver?" "Girl, that ain't no liver. That's steak and onions." I said, "No, this is liver. It really is liver." And I could feel my stomach like flipping, like, mm, like I just want to throw up because I just don't like the taste of liver in my mouth. Everybody else was eating, tearing it up, tearing it up. "Girl, you're not gonna eat your steak?" I said, "See, what you just did was you just insulted my intelligence, okay? And that I don't appreciate. This is liver. I told you I don't eat liver. You told me that you could make liver taste so good it would taste like steak that I would not know the difference. This is liver. I don't want this shit. Now I gotta see. Now I gotta go there. You know what I mean? The thought of you trying to slip something on my plate. I'm hungry as it is. Okay? And the thought of you trying to slip something on my plate and lying to me about what you put on my plate. Mm-mm. So I said, now see, with me and you, I'm gonna have to see you cooking. Because now I don't trust you. It was no need to do that. And it was extremely deceptive. Yeah, Gail, because it could be something that will make you sick, right? And you never know. Some people may have allergies to certain things. I mean, another thing I hate, go ahead, lay it down. Another thing I hate is when you tell kids, eat this, and they say, I don't like it. And you say, well, you'll sit there, and if you don't eat it, you'll be hungry. My mother has never, ever done that to us. Never. So I don't feel that I should. And I have a grandson who's very finicky. He's a very finicky eater, like his uncle, my older son. And he eats basically the same things over and over. So, like, I know he likes French fries, but cut up potatoes, he won't eat it that way. So, what I did was, I know he liked pancakes, I know he likes bacon. So, I went and got some steak fries. I made the steak fries, I put them alongside. So, he had the pancake, the potatoes, and the bacon. And we had cut up potatoes, like fried potatoes and onions. We had that. But he still had potatoes. You have to be creative when it comes to kids and their finicky eaters instead of threatening bodily harm on them. Look around in the grocery store, be creative. I never had that experience, but I would look at it as deceptive. Yes, but it depends on different factors. If it's a person that truly cares about you and there's trust, their intent wasn't to harm. I get that. I get that. I do believe that their intent wasn't to harm. I believe that their intent was for me to love liver as much as they do, but I don't. Maybe their intent was, well, when you ate it, maybe they didn't cook it right. Maybe you like it the way I cook it. Nope, 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 nope. Don't give a half a damn. I don't like liver. No way, no how. What you say? I will not eat green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam. I am. Okay. Just tell the truth about whatever it is. Okay. That's true too. Hey, boo, I'm in the middle of something, but I will be back if you're still on. Love you. Love you more. Love you more. Yeah. Now, there's a difference between telling the truth, being honest, or being brutally honest. Like I said earlier, you do want to spare the person's feelings because you care about them, but you don't want to have to take a back burner to your own needs either. So, I don't know. But I was actually very straight up about the liver. I really was. And I think I told this story on my channel. Hold on for 1 minute. Okay, I'm back. Oh, I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Help me out, y'all. Oh, yeah, 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 I got it. I think I told this story on my show, on my blah, 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 told this story on my channel about I don't like pumpkin anything. Nothing that's pumpkin. I don't like the smell. I don't like the taste. I don't like how they look when they bust them open. I just don't like pumpkin. So my daughter's mom, not my daughter's mom, my granddaughter's mother, she tried this ice cream from Ben and Jerry's. And it's called pumpkin something. Can't think of the name of it now. Hey, boss lady, New Jersey, how you doing, boo? Pumpkin something. But I told her I don't eat pumpkin anything. And she said, well, I don't eat it either. But if you'll just taste this, just a little spoonful to see if you like it. Now, I can respect that. I can respect that. If you give me a choice as to whether I want to eat that or not, don't just put it on my plate and not let me know what it is or tell me it's one thing and it's another. Well, I ended up loving the ice cream. It actually tastes like sweet potato pie. It was really good. And I don't I don't really fool with pumpkin, but that right there, I would love to have that again. And I was looking for it and I never found it. So that's what I mean by if you're offering me something and you know that you love it, give me a choice as to whether I want to try it or not. Just give me a choice. So that was a pretty good surprise. That ended up working out well, but I still won't eat the pumpkin pie, the pumpkin whatever. I know Victoria's Secrets has this fall scent and it's called pumpkin something. It smells horrible. And as I was going in the store, they had this fall setup, all these little hay things and stuff, with the corn husks. And the pumpkin was right in the beginning of the store. I almost didn't want to buy nothing that smelled so bad. I'm like, ugh, this smells like pumpkin butt. Like I've ever smelled a pumpkin butt before, but that's the only way I could describe it. The ass of a pumpkin. And it stank. Oh, that was terrible. Okay. I have discovered different types of foods by being encouraged to try it and then decide how I like it instead of sight, smell, or a one time bad experience, like different kinds of sushi. Okay, I've never had sushi before. I've never had sushi before, but the thought of eating raw fish literally makes me want to hurl. Okay? Now, I can't say I ate it and it was nasty. I never tried it, but I have a son who loves sushi. I even had a son that tried alligator bites. And he said what they did was they had the alligator and they cleaned it, they cut it up in chunks, then they bread it and they deep fried it. And that was a finicky eater as a child. So for him to try alligator bites was a lot. And he said they were pretty good. He liked them. And I'm like, that's a little too adventurous for me. Lay It Down says, hello, boss lady and Regina. I only like pumpkin pie, not the pumpkin. Huh? Okay. Boss lady said, hey, Gina. Not a choice, but I am option. Okay. I'm the same way at Regina. Now, with sushi, I only like shrimp tempura only. Now, what is shrimp tempura? Now, what's the difference between shrimp tempura and fried shrimp? Because it looked like it was a type of batter, but the batter looked like one of those no. I know what I want to say. There's a difference between being battered and what's breaded. There's a difference between being battered and breaded. Now, I'm thinking that the shrimp tempura is battered because they have like a loose batter that they put it in and then they fry it. And the breaded shrimp is different. You use the egg wash or the the wet agent, maybe like milk or something like that, and you get the breadcrumbs and all that, and then you bread that. So I don't like Halloween pumpkins. I will not eat it. I hear you. I will try something one time before I say I don't like it. Now, this is a weird story, right? And I know Boss Lady gonna laugh at me. I know she is. And I'm ready. When I was little, we were going to this place. It was called Storyland or something. And my neighbor was babysitting for me, babysitting me. And she made my lunch. Now my mom packed me the lunch that I know that she knows I'll eat. But this lady packed my lunch. My mom didn't bring that because my mom know I would have never ate that. So she put some mayonnaise on the bread, and that's where you messed up right off the bat. I don't like mayonnaise. She put mayonnaise on the bread. She split hot dogs down the middle, and then she put mayonnaise on the other side of the bread and wrapped it up. So when I got to eat my lunch with the rest of the kids, I opened up my sandwich like, what is this? So I went to bite the sandwich and I just spit it, and all I could do was just throw up. Me and mayonnaise, no. So I just kept getting sick, 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 sick. And I said, Mom, did you make that sandwich for me for lunch? She said, no. And I'm like, well, that's the sandwich that she gave me. And it was so nasty. Ugh. That's what I mean by talking to kids like they don't have a choice. You have a better shot at feeding a child if you listened to what they were saying. If you watch them, the different things that you see that they like, or maybe they'll see something on TV and you'll hear them say they like to try it or whatever, and you just introduce new things a little at a time. Don't just put it down there. I done spent my money, and now if you don't eat, you gonna be hungry and you ain't gonna get that. That's not the way you treat a child. Yes, I even tried frog legs just to see if I would like it. I didn't. Next. Now, I like to watch this show. It's called Carnival Eats. And they have all these different types of foods that they make at the carnivals, where they soup the recipe up and stuff, or they come up with different ideas every year for their carnival. And they had frog legs. And what it was, they said they called it redneck chicken wings. I'm like, redneck chicken wings? But they look like they enjoyed them. I mean, they cleaned them and they dipped them in the batter and deep fried them and stuff, and they looked it like they would be good, but no. I'm not that adventurous when it comes to foods. Okay, boss lady said, yes, Gayle Wallace, that is why I do not like liver. Why don't you like liver? Did I miss it? Here, okay. Okay. I never tried frog legs. I heard it tastes like chicken. That's what they say. They say it tastes like chicken. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, Gina said, nope, not to me. It tastes like it tastes like frog legs. Boss lady said, oh, for real? What's your favorite dish? Name only one. Crabs, seafood. Hmm. Not all seafood, but crabs are my favorite. I like the Dungeness crabs. Uh, they're a little thicker, um, a little. I would say they kind of chubby compared to the snow crabs. Their meat has a different taste to it, but it's really good to me. And there's a lot of meat inside of those Dungeness crabs. I like snow crabs too, but what I don't eat anymore are those little itty bitty crabs. Mm-mm. That's just taking up too much of my time. That's like eating a sunflower seed. You suck the salt off of it, crack it, and go all the way. And then what do you get? This little itty bitty nut. Do you know how many? If it's not, if it doesn't have, unless it doesn't have a shell on it, do you know how many sunflower seeds you would have to crack and eat before you actually had some in your jaw to chew? That's just too much. That's just too much. Kids do have choices. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And like I said, my grandson is a very finicky eater. And he's up under me a lot. But I don't force him to eat anything. I just don't. We weren't forced, so I'm not doing it to him, you know. Now Gayle said her favorite food is fried liver and rice. Okay. Okay. Um my late husband liked liver. I mean, to me it would just stank the whole house up. Woof. The whole house. And my youngest, he would come in. He's like, ugh, you making liver for Pop? I most definitely am. And he says he likes it. Now, see, I don't eat it. So he said he liked it with like a little bit of pink in the middle. And then whatever the liver was cooked in, take the rice and the gravy. It pretty much makes its own gravy. And you put it over the rice. He ate that by his damn self. That's for sure. My mother liked liver and rice. Okay. What you say, Regina? Ribeye steak. This is my favorite dish, cooked medium. Hmm. Okay. I do like beef. I have to keep drinking this water. I do like beef. Um Now I understand why people will say medium well when it comes down to steak, because I'm thinking I don't want no raw meat. I don't want no blood, and I want mine well done, right? If you don't do it right and you're trying to do the well done thing, it can be a little tough. And it does have a lot to do with the cut of meat. Well, we have this steakhouse that's near me. It's called Longhorn Steakhouse. And my girlfriend always gets medium well. So I said, okay, I'll take medium well. Just to try it. Because I knew the steak was going to be good. We've been there plenty of times before. And I said, this is different. And she said, yeah, when you get it well done, once it gets to you and you get to cutting it and eating it, it gets kind of tough. So, yeah, I could do that. I love ribeye steak. Ribeye steak is very good. Very good. Does anybody do the A1 and all that with your steak? I love me some A1 steak sauce. I haven't been able to find some smack your mama chili with the chemo and stuff. Your taste is different, and you have to eat what you have a taste for. So right, right, right. Well done can dry out a good steak if it's not cooked right. Uh-huh. I will send it back. Do not mess up my steak. I hear you, girl. Gonna be some furniture moving up in this restaurant. Mm-hmm. So we got a few nice restaurants around here. No steak sauce for me. It messes up the flavor of the steak. Okay. 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 Now, with that liver that I was talking about, my late husband, he liked to have mayonnaise on the side of the liver. He would cut a piece and dip it in the mayonnaise and eat it. And oh my goodness, I thought I was going to have to call for a paramedic. Ugh, that looked horrible. But he enjoys it. I love trying different foods from all over. Oh, yeah. And especially when they go to destinations, different destinations all over the world, and they eat different foods. Hmm. Some of that food looked nasty. I just ain't gonna lie. And I'll be so happy that I'm watching it over the television. I would even hate to have to smell it, some of that stuff that they say they was eating. Oof. But I guess if I went to something, I think that would be a good idea. It just went through my head. If you would make your favorite dish, well, not with the COVID, but you make your favorite dish and somebody else made their favorite dish and you try it, you may like it. Just take a little bit, a spoonful of everything just to try it. Now, something I don't eat and I see people tearing it up, and that's salad. I cannot eat salad because I don't eat raw tomatoes. I don't eat onions like that. So the salad with all the little radishes and all the different stuff. I went to the steam table and they were all getting salads, making these nice salads. I went and got some lettuce and some bacon and the boiled eggs. And that's what I ate. And I call myself eating a salad. Gina said, me too, boss lady. I like Indian food. But talk about spicy. Is Indian food spicy? I didn't know that. I know the way I see them making Mexican food is spicy. And I see them in the back. They're pureeing the peppers and cayenne and all those different spices, and then they end up putting more spice on it before they put it inside the little taco shell. That's another thing I don't eat is tacos. Now my youngest, he loves tacos, and I don't know. Even the shell, it didn't seem like it had any taste to me. I don't know. I love all kinds of food. Okay. Well, see, that's good. That's good to love all kinds of food because you won't starve. You won't starve. The only way I keep that together is that when I see something that I like, I'll get quite a bit of it, so I'll have it. And there's always something out there I can make. Or if I don't feel like cooking, you already know, I'm just going to order out. Gina Boss Lady said, I love Indian, Jamaican, African food. Okay. Now, does anybody know? I watch African movies, don't get me wrong. But does anybody know what that white stuff is that they put in their fingers and then they dip it into their food and eat it? Is that like a bread or I don't know. It's called something. I don't remember what it's called. But I noticed that when they're ready to eat their food, they take a bowl and they wash their fingers and they take this white stuff and they scoop it up in their fingers. Then they dip it in the bowl and they eat. But they just look like they're enjoying themselves so much. It just seems like it would be a little too adventurous for me. And me and spicy foods do not get along. No, we do not. Now, I've had jerk chicken. I've had jerk chicken, and I don't eat a lot of it, but I have had it. Curried goat. I've had that before. It was a Jamaican friend of mine. Uh, it was a thing where everybody is bringing different things that they like to eat, and he made some curry goat and some jerk chicken. And the jerk chicken was very, very spicy. I couldn't eat a lot of it, but I ate some of it. But the curry goat, that was very, very good. Very good. What have I eaten out of the norm? Well, nothing. I'm pretty straightforward with my food. I really don't like to be very adventurous with my food. I kind of stick to what I like. But I definitely do try my best to stay away from too much spice. What's the spiciest thing you've ever ate? I love Mexican food and Arabic food. What is an example of Arabic food? I don't think I've ever. Hey, baby girl. What is an example of Arabic food? I love Arabic food and Mexican. Yes. Arabic food. Arabic food. I don't know. I definitely can't do the Mexican. I definitely can't do that. They love cooking with chilies and peppers and ghost peppers. And have you ever have you ever seen on YouTube where they have people who tried to eat that the one chip thing? Now that looked very spicy. And then when I saw them cooking, they were saying they were using ghost peppers, and I'm like, wait a minute, ghost peppers is the one that was on that chip that came in a casket. Has anybody had a Reuben, Jewish, or a falafel, Greek? Every time I think of Greek, I think of those markets where they have the meat on like a spool, and they slice the meat down in like strips, and then they put it inside of a pocket with different stuff on it. Um, I've seen some really big Reuben sandwiches though, really big, but I've never had one. Yeah, I've never had a Reuben sandwich. What was the name of that particular sandwich they were eating? I saw these grown men eating ghost peppers and yep, that's what I'm talking about. Watermelon sugar. Yep, never had Jewish food. Okay. Yeah, I just I just don't like hot stuff. It just doesn't agree with me. And you know what else I won't eat? I won't eat buffalo wings. Gyro. Gyro. That's the name of it. A gyro. A gyro. And when we go to we call it a strip mall. But when we go to this little section where they have like a lot of the stores, the grocery stores, the hair stores, and all that kind of stuff, they have this guy out front, and he's selling gyros. And he sells a lot of them. And it looks like it's good. It looks like it's good. But I think the normal things that they put in there, I probably wouldn't eat the normal stuff that they put in there. I might say none of this and none of that in some of this and some of that. I may have to recreate the gyro, but I heard that the gyros were really good, really good. What about fish? Seems like we're going on food tonight. That's cool. What about fish? My fish is, I hope I'm saying it right. Sway? Sway or swai? SWAI. I like flounder. I've had catfish before, but I don't use them a lot. I don't eat it a lot. I've had the catfish nuggets. Yeah, it was the gyro. You like the gyros? That's cool. Mhm. Let me see. I eat them with onion and extra tzatziki sauce. Okay. But I'm telling you, that guy, he sells a lot. He sells a lot. But I also love a good piece of fried chicken. If you can cook some good fried chicken, you in there. When we were little, we ate well, I still do. But the chicken and rice, fried chicken wings. When I was younger, I ate the thighs and the legs. I didn't eat them a lot, but they were good. She said, "OMG, I saw the funniest video of this man and his older coworker. He offered the coworker a ghost pepper." Oh, I'm grabbing my chest. Offered him a ghost pepper, and he ate it whole. Then said, "That ain't nothing." Seconds later, he was choking and crying. That's usually how it goes with those ghost peppers. I only eat northern cod. Okay. Um, when they say fish and chips, that fish that they use is codfish, and it's battered. Like they would use almost like a thick liquid batter, almost a consistency of pancake mix, and they would batter the fish, and then they get those big like steak fries. OMG, Chrystal, I can fry me some chicken. You don't gotta rub it in my face, girl. That's really what I want right now, some chicken. Watermelon Sugar said yes to Regina. I love the thighs, the wings. I don't like chicken breast. Chicken breast tends to be dry. You have to have like little tricks and stuff that you do with the chicken breast with the chicken breast so that it's not dry. Um I love turkey breast. So sometimes, the way you cook the turkey breast and you baste it, sometimes I do my chicken that way. And the juice or the essence from cooking the chicken or the turkey, I would pour it on the meat so it could be so it won't be so dry. Like Long John Silver's batter. Exactly, Watermelon Sugar. Exactly. Chrystal, do you like chef salads with the raisins and nuts? No, ma'am. I don't. Nope. Yeah, chicken breast is a little dry. It's like little yeah, sometimes people use the injectors for chicken breast. They make their little their seasoning, and it's kind of liquefied with different spices and stuff and butter. And what they'll do is they'll inject it into the chicken breast, or I'll just cook the chicken breast in the oven or saute it on the stove. They have all kinds of foods. Yes, they do, sweetie. Boss lady, have you tried the boneless chicken breast? Salt and pepper with some garlic seasoning and some oil in the pan. The chicken is moist and juicy. That sounds good. That sounds real good. How about spaghetti with beef sausage? I've never tried it with beef sausage, but I do like spaghetti. I love lasagna. I love a decent lasagna too. I inject my turkey and chicken breasts while they cook. Uh-huh. Yep. Keeps it nice and juicy. I love their stuffed chicken and rice. That's good as well. Now everybody doesn't eat pork, but have you now I'm getting hungry. Everybody doesn't eat pork. Have you ever had stuffed pork chops? I've always wanted to make them, but I end up doing something else instead. Now this is funny, at Regina. I do like the boneless chicken strips. They're good. A lot of times with the boneless chicken strips, um, they're already injected a lot of times. But also, you could take a mallet and you could break up the muscle in the chicken breast, just like you can tenderize a steak. You can tenderize chicken, the chicken breast. Well, guys, I'm at my hour. Let me see. What are these comments? Boss lady said, I can only eat my boneless chicken strips with ranch dressing. Okay. The biggest hit in my house amongst kids is homemade hamburger helper. Yeah, I love hamburger helper. I do. And the homemade kind where you put your own spices in it. With the hamburger helper in the box, you're more you're more you have, how do I say this? The spices and stuff that they put in there, that's more or less what it's going to be. But if you make it homemade, you can use different spices that you use in your kitchen, and you know what those spices be given. So that homemade hamburger helper is very good. Which kind do you like? The cheese? And I was telling you about that finicky eater, my grandson. He doesn't eat hamburger. He doesn't eat beef. So I can't give him that, but he will eat poor man spaghetti. Now, poor man spaghetti is spaghetti noodles and sauce that's spiced up, that's not too hot, and some garlic bread. Now, in his mind, that's spaghetti. So that's how we do that. You love fish? I heard that. I like the lasagna hamburger helper. That is good. Strawberry salad with strawberry vinaigrette with sweet pecans. Yummy. That's an interesting combination. I think I saw at Wendy's they had some kind of salad and it had strawberries in it. I did see that. Some people just they be putting a lot in the salads, a lot. But yeah. My favorite go-to when I don't feel like cooking is egg whites. I get some butter and I put it in the pan, I brown it real good and put a little salt and pepper on it. I don't even have to have ketchup, just a little salt and pepper. And I love some egg whites on wheat toast. And my everything bagels. I have to have my everything bagels. I love a big salad with a bunch of stuff in it. Oh yes, I love Wendy's salads. Okay. I love my salad like that, Chrystal. That's how I make mine. Okay. I don't eat eggs. Okay. Okay. Well, see, having these type of conversations is what will make me curious about trying other things. Gina said to watermelon sugar, the California salad. Yeah, it'll okay, salmon. Now, I've had that salmon that's in a can that you take the little bones out of it and people season it up and then they put a little bit of flour in it and pat it and then it comes off kind of crispy when you brown it. I saw this recipe on the back of the stovetop box for salmon cakes. And you make the stovetop stuffing. The stuffing that they suggested was a chicken. And when it came time to seasoning up the salmon, you take and you work the stuffing into the salmon. And when you put them on the pan to brown them, they're just nice and crispy, and you have that flavoring of the chicken stuffing with the salmon. Now that's the only way I'll eat them. I won't eat them any other way. I like the Wendy's salad. I also put eggs in my salad. Yes, eggs are good in a good salad. Yep. But I have been staying away. Oh my goodness. Looking at the time. I had stayed away from egg yolks. And once I stopped eating egg yolks, my cholesterol went down. So that's what how my doctor was telling me to lower my cholesterol. So I will do that. You know what? I also like having breakfast for dinner. I love that. Every now and then I'll get a taste for some breakfast, you know? And I love those link sausages, the kind of fat ones where you got to poke a hole in it and it has the casings in it, on it rather. Basically, you can put a lot of things in a salad. Fish salad, for example. Okay. I think the closest I'll get to a salad is if I have a fish sandwich and I put lettuce on it. Now, see, in Philly, we say hoagie. In Jersey, we say sub. So when I came to Philly and started saying sub, they would say, "Where are you from?" So I had to learn that when in Rome, do as the Romans. So I ended up started saying hoagie. But there's this market called Fresh Grocer. Oh my goodness, they make the thickest hoagies. They are so good, and they make them exactly the way you want them, and it is worth every penny. I love orange, roughly, and salmon. Okay, okay. I'm trying to be open to try different things. I guess I know I'm kind of finicky, but I would really love to get some decent chili. The chili that I had that was very good, I was in treatment and my son, he went and got me a chili bowl and it was a big round piece of bread and they hollowed it out and they put the chili in a bowl and that's how I had the chili bowl. And it was really good. And they had different types of beans in it. And when I seen the white beans, I'm like, oh my goodness, you ain't supposed to put that in no chili. But I went on and ate it and it had a really good taste to it. It was from Panero's. Panero's, I think you call it. Panero's. A salad with drained mandarin oranges and chopped strawberries. Okay. Now I love fruit. Yes, we say subs. Ah, Regina, boss lady said, yes, we have the same taste in food with a vinaigrette strawberry dressing. Alrighty then. I'm starting to get a little leery. I tried chili like that. It was good. It really was good. And like I was saying, I have to eat what I have a taste for. And just to eat what's being cooked, it doesn't always happen like that. I have to have a taste for that. So, yeah, when he got me that chili bowl, that was really good. I'm going to try and take it to hour and 30. Okay. Um, has anybody ever went to Olive Garden? My dad used to love Olive Garden. I was watching on these different shows how they grind their meats up and they make their own sausages. And it just looks so good. Okay. Regina, boss lady said, yes, I like the Paul Newman vinaigrette strawberry dressing. Okay. Yes. Yes, what, Gail? Yes, what, darling? When I was talking about Olive Garden, we have a Chili's over here. And their food is pretty good. I also like the Applebee's fish and chips with the codfish and the potatoes. Applebee's has a real good fish and chip. Oh, okay. You love the Olive Garden. Oh, all right. Boss lady said that. Oh no. Gina said that's the kind that she uses. Yeah, my dad used to flip over the Olive Garden. In actuality, I've never been to Olive Garden before. Boss lady said that's so good. I don't eat salad dressings either, like the ranch and the Italian and all that. I tried them. I just don't like them. I also make me a salad with fish. Okay, somebody mentioned that. I never ate at the Olive Garden. Yeah, I still, I still would like to go to Olive Garden and see, how everything is. But Olive Garden has a lot of varieties, and I like that. Let me see, what else have I not tried? We talked about the gyro. We talked about that. Um, I I love eggs. I tried oxtails. They are delicious. Now, I would like to one day take my time and make some oxtails and rice. That sounds really, really, really good. I go to they were up, but because of the COVID, they had to shut down. But I would go to the soul food truck. It was a Caribbean soul food truck, and they made oxtails. And oh my God, it was so good. I like the breadsticks and the salads they have. I do see a lot of breadsticks. OMG, oxtails are delicious. They are. And when you remember what was her name? Auntie Fee. She passed away, I think maybe 2 years now. And she was in her kitchen. She did cooking videos on YouTube. And I was watching her season up her oxtails. And they just look so good. Now I do love now I do love Red Lobster. I love those cheddar biscuits. Do you know you can buy them in the store? You could buy those cheddar biscuits in the store. That's called croquet. Oh, croquettes. Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about now. A croquette. Yeah, so we would go to the Jamaican Caribbean truck, and I'm telling you, those oxtails were so good. And while we were waiting for them to make us our food, he would drop a couple pieces of hot fish down in the grease. So we're sitting there eating whiting fish right off the grease while we're waiting for our food. Boy, I'll be glad when everything gets settled so people could go back to doing what they used to do. Chill, Regina. I love oxtails. Yum, yum. Oh, I bet you she was saying, child. I never have croquettes. Okay. Um, I'm not sure what they are, but I think it's some type of yeah, salmon croquette. Yeah, you use the salmon that I was talking about, and I've only known people to use the one in a can, and you use the like a bread mix, and you mix it all together, and then you make the shape of it, and you dip it in your wet moisture, then you roll it in breadcrumbs, if I'm not mistaken, of how you make it. Roll it in breadcrumbs, and then you deep fry it. Not a fan of salmon croquettes. Okay. Okay. Well, that's kind of like the way the salmon tastes when I told you I used that stovetop and put it in there. I guess I probably could make it into a shape and use the breading system and deep fry them. I guess that would be salmon croquette. Oh, okay. My mother used to make them. I do not like it. Child, and no, it was called that. Oh, something else I don't eat is squash. Mm-mm. No, no, ma'am. Don't eat squash. I can't imagine how anybody could make squash to the point where I would want to eat it. But I also said that about that pumpkin ice cream too. So I'm open. I guess I'm open to try new things. I've had to do a lot of cooking. I don't eat out that often, but when I do, I would get my seafood from this place in Philly called Bottom of the Sea. Oh man, when they give you them big old Dungeness crabs with them big potatoes cut in half and the broccoli with all that butter, oh my gosh, that is good. Pumpkin squash, delicious. Oh, okay. I don't cook it, but the way my mom used to cook squash and onions, it was good. Okay. Yeah, I just couldn't get with the squash. Is there any vegetable that you won't eat? I know raw tomatoes. I don't eat raw, but I can eat tomato sauce, but I can't eat raw tomatoes. Isn't that weird? I break out in hives when I eat raw tomatoes. And they didn't taste that great anyway. And plus, I broke out in hives, so it really wasn't no love lost. Squash and onions. I didn't know that you put onions in squash. I didn't know that. Hmm. Yes, yellow squash and onions is good. Okay, so you're basically, well, is the squash hard when you eat it? Or like when you make the squash and onions and you saute them in the pan together, does the squash get soft? I love red tomatoes and green fried tomatoes. Okay, now I have heard that fried green tomatoes were delicious. I just was not interested in trying them, but I do hear a lot about fried green tomatoes. I don't care for beets. I never had beets. It just doesn't look like something I would want to try, but I never had them. Radishes, I don't like them. Cucumbers with the vinegar and the salt and stuff like regular cucumbers. But I like pickles. Now, I love me a good dill pickle. Now, that's for real. Sometimes I'll be sitting and I'm watching TV and I just have a jar of pickles and I'm just eating my dill pickles or those big kind that you get in the grocery store that you get out of the barrel. They're great too. But I will sit and eat dill pickles. Did you? Oh, I'm sorry. No, I do not like beets, but I do love my pickles. Yes, girl. Yes, the squash cooks in a pan with onions and water, sauteed down with your added seed. I kind of figured that. I kind of figured that. Mm-hmm. I kind of figured that. So the squash is not hard. It gets soft with the onions and sauteing it. Just just cooking it down. Beets are good for the blood. I love them. Now I saw something. Hold on. I saw something on television where it was like a powder and you take a scoop of it and you put it in your blender with something and they were talking about all the different advantages of eating beets, but they did it where you could use the powder. You didn't have to eat the actual beet, and it's supposed to be very good for you. Very good for the blood. Okay. Boss Lady Gina said, I love me some pickles. Yes, child. I will be sitting eating pickles, especially those big, big, big ones you get out of the barrel in the grocery store. Oh my gosh. But I just was had me a little bowl with some pickle slices in it, just sitting here eating it, watching TV. Then you have but pickles are high in sodium, aren't they? I don't know. Something about pickles, I was told, but I don't care. I'm gonna eat them. I'll get pickles on my hoagie and tell them to put some more pickles on the side. I don't care for prunes, and will definitely will gag with prune juice. I love prune juice. I like prunes and I like prune juice, but that's one of those things to keep you regular. I get it, but I would take my prune juice and I would do a 2-to-1 ratio with tea sometimes, to keep you regular. and I'll put prune juice in my tea. One part prune juice and the other parts tea. Or I have taken prunes and dropped them in my tea. But yeah, I love prune juice. I like it hot or cold. Hey, my beautiful anointed sis in chat, at work listening. Hey, my brother Bashful, how you doing, sweetheart? Okay. Boss lady said yes, Regina M. Boss lady said I do not like prunes at all. Okay. You working hard or hardly working? No, I know you working hard. I'm so proud that you got that job, Bashful. I am so proud. I knew you could do it. Boss lady said, hey, Bashful. Hey, sweetheart, I finally got my... Oh, how you doing, Mr. William? Good to see you here. Well, where we're at in the... Gina said, hi, Bashful. Where we're at in our conversations is good for you, Bashful. That's what Boss Lady said. We were talking about foods, vegetables, the ones you like and the ones you hate. And we were talking about some fruits that didn't really care for as well. So, what's your favorite vegetable, Mr. Wim? Bashful saying hey to his beautiful boss lady and Miss Gina. Miss Gina. I'm hearing that all day. Miss Gina. It is Boss Lady New Jersey and Jean and Regina. Sorry about that, baby. Yeah, we were talking about vegetables, like the kind you like, the kind you don't like. And I think we were talking about prunes. And I said I love prunes. Hot or cold, I love prunes. And I didn't care for the squash and onions. Well, I love broccoli, but oh man, absolutely. And when I get when I get my seafood from the place I was telling you about, they put the spice on the crabs. Oh yeah, and they have a piece of corn in it too. They put the spice on the crabs, and then they end up putting the spice on the broccoli with the butter and the corn. Now I gotta have me some seafood ASAP. William, I do also now. Not peas so much. Oh, not so much with the peas. Okay. Bashful said he loves all veggies. I don't really have a dislike. I like fruit compote with prunes. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly. Cauliflower. I like cauliflower. I do. But I don't like. I like my vegetables to be soft. I don't like hard vegetables. Don't care for that. Sometimes, like when it's almost like they just blanch them and then give them to you. It's like they're not cooking them. And I don't want the vegetables to be mush, but I don't want them to be crunchy either. Let me see. Anything else? Well, sweetie, I love peas. Only with carrot. Peas and carrots are good too. Peas and carrots are good too. Now, I mix vegetables sometimes. Now, I've had peas and corn. Now I'll eat that. Like if I'm making it for myself, I doubt very much that they do that in the restaurants and stuff like that. So when I want something like that, I'll just do it at home, butter it up. Hmm. Can't remember the last time I had carrots though. William, boss lady said no peas and carrots for me. The only time I can eat peas if it's like Spanish rice. Okay. Now Spanish rice is very good. That's very good. That is very good. I have some pre-packaged Spanish rice. Now I get the Uncle Ben's, the pouch, or not not necessarily or. I get the Uncle Ben's in the pouch, and I also get the rice-a-roni. I like that one too. Where you got to put the rice in there and brown it a little bit with the butter and then make finish off your rice. Mhm. That's pretty good. Now, I have a question. Has anybody ever tried something called jasmine rice? What is jasmine rice? I only know jasmine as one of my oils or one of my perfumes, but I've never had jasmine rice. I am a believer in a meat or seafood, a starch and a absolutely, absolutely, Regina, you're right, absolutely. Yep, definitely. Spanish rice was my dad's favorite. Mom made it every Friday night. Oh, cool. That's what's up, Mr. William. Oh, yeah. I've never made a lasagna before, but I do love lasagna, and I would probably eat somebody else's. Now, I heard jasmine rice. What does it taste like? Is that like a cultural thing? Um, Maybe there's certain ethnicities that eat jasmine rice. I've never heard of that, like in the African culture or American culture. That's why I asked. But I would see it in the store. Even Uncle Ben's has the jasmine rice in the pouch where you just stick it in a microwave. Oh, okay. You never had it. I just always see that as a scent. I would, in my mind, I'm thinking it smells good, but would it taste good? I don't know. Now, my last question, and I want y'all to dig into it now, okay? Talk to me about your macaroni and cheese. We got somebody in here that makes some dynamite macaroni and cheese. I would love to know. It's my macaroni and cheese is pretty good. And another thing I haven't had in a minute is barbecue. So that's two questions. I haven't had a good barbecue. Prunes, yes, my girl. I have heard of jasmine rice. Gina says she heard of it. Never tried it. I am a success or Uncle Ben's connoisseur. All right, girl. My favorite rice to use is Carolina, and it does exactly what it's supposed to do. 2 cups of water, 1 cup of rice. Done. it cooks well, and it's not mushy. Now, don't forget now, I asked y'all about your macaroni and cheese. Is there something that you do special with your macaroni and cheese that not everybody does? My secret in my macaroni and cheese is I put a little Parmesan here and there throughout the macaroni and cheese. Cheesy and gooey with a over brown cheese crust. Exactly. Yeah. I put a little Parmesan. That's the cheese that is not normally used in macaroni and cheese. But once you add the layers and stuff together and you bake it, it's really good. Now, I've also heard of people using canned milk in their macaroni and cheese. I don't, I, that doesn't sound like something I would want to try because I really don't like the taste of canned milk. The only way I would have canned milk is if I put it in my coffee, and that's every now and then. I love when the macaroni and cheese gets that real, real brown on the outside. How you make it? Tell me how you make it. Might be something I want to try. Come on, don't hold back on me now, boss lady. What are the cheeses that you use? That looks so good. I'm I add finely chopped bell peppers. Now I never would have thought bell peppers. I never would have thought that. And you use whole milk. Okay. Okay. Never would have thought bell peppers. Hmm. Hey, Crystal King and chat. Hello, beautiful. How are you? Y'all gonna make me stay on here longer than I said I was. Watch and see. Loyal I am. What? How do you make your macaroni and cheese? Or if you eat macaroni and cheese? Boss lady, how do you make your macaroni and cheese, girl? I have sharp cheddar, mild cheddar, mozzarella, Monterey Jack, and a little Parmesan. I make my mac and cheese with the assorted shredded cheese sprinkled all over my Stouffer's mac and cheese. Nobody can tell the nobody can tell the difference, and it saves me a lot of prep time. That's a good idea. I never would have thought that. Now I do buy Stouffer's macaroni and cheese when I'm not really down with, doing all that. Yes, and American cheddar and Gouda. Now, is Gouda a rich, heavy cheese, or is it kind of like on the lines of mild cheddar? I'm not a cookette girl. That's okay, girl. Well, you know what you like. Long as you know what you like. Stop laughing, Gina. Y'all making me hungry. Girl, I'm telling you, I am getting hungry. Shoot, I think the quickest thing I can make to eat is some breakfast. I may just make me some cheese grits, some sausage, and some potatoes. That sounds good. My grandson loves his Belgian waffles, though. He loves his Belgian waffles. And that's one thing I keep saying I'm going to buy a waffle maker. I keep forgetting. But I have got to buy a waffle maker so he can make his Belgian waffles. She said, my bad. I have to go eat. You ain't ate yet, girl. It's like to me a mild cottage cheese. Okay, thank you for that because I never knew. Now I want some brie cheese and crackers. Okay. Now is brie cheese, is that like blue cheese? I've never had brie cheese either. My air fryer is my best friend. You sound like my son, honey. I gave him an air fryer and he is just hooked. He was like, "Mom, I have to give it to you. I cook everything in that air fryer." He's a health nut. He loves working out and all that kind of stuff. So he said he loves his air fryer. The other night made turkey and dressing with macaroni and cheese. Oh, look. They say about me, they'll say Chrystal will bust out a turkey in a minute. I sure will. I sure will. I will bust out a turkey in a minute. Matter of fact, I think I have two turkey breasts in my freezer right now. Two turkey breasts. If I take them out tonight, I could make it tomorrow. And I think I'm going to buy one. I keep hearing about air fryer. Yeah. Um, I think maybe tomorrow I'll make my turkey breasts. I got some cranberry sauce chilling, definitely. Cause while I make chicken meals, I put cranberry sauce on the side as well. I don't just use my cranberry sauce for turkey. Sunday, gonna make yeast rolls. Okay, now my grandmother, God bless her soul, boss lady, loyal I am, says she loves her air fryer. My grandmother, God bless her soul, she used to make those yeast rolls from scratch. And then she would round the balls and she would put the cloth over top of it and put it up high in the kitchen. And then, it was little balls when she did it. And when she brought it back down, they were bigger balls of dough. So I always said I wish I could get those rolls again. Well, the closest thing to it, and I'm gonna tell y'all, this will save you a lot of prep time. In the grocer's freezer, where they sell the bread dough, you can make a loaf of bread or you can make yeast rolls. They're frozen balls of yeast dough. And you spray your pan and then you place the little balls in the pan with a little bit of space between them. And then you spray the plastic wrap and you put it over top of them. And then what they do is they darn near double in size. And right from there, you can put them right in the oven. And they pull apart like that stringy pull apart like the yeast rolls do. So good. Brie cheese is a white cheese that's soft and spreadable. Look for it the next time you're grocery shopping. It's delicious. Okay, now Mr. William was saying that he put the brie cheese. Did he say? Oh no, he said Gouda. Sorry about that, Mr. William. Um, Gina, you're the one that said that you were talking about the brie and the crackers. Okay. The right way is to make them from scratch. And what I have done is I have accepted the fact that I cannot make yeast rolls from scratch. So when I go and get those little frozen balls of dough and I spray my pan and then I spray my plastic wrap and I put it over and they rise, that's the closest thing I could get to my grandmom's yeast rolls. Sounds good. My mother made my mother made the best mac and cheese. She's old school. Yeah. My grandmother used to go and her macaroni and cheese was so good. It was just so creamy. And she would make giant pans of it, pans and pans of it. Because when it was, when we were having our holidays and stuff, everybody would come to her for the macaroni and cheese. And I'm like, is it some type of little secret or something that she does? It makes it so good. And she makes sure that the top gets real, real, real brown. Not burnt, but a dark, dark, rich color. And she said all she did was use cheese ends. So she would go to the store and get the cheese ends that's over there by the lunch meat. And then she would make her cheese from the cheese ends. And I'm like, oh, okay. Pet milk is the best for mac and cheese. Yeah, that is what they say. I just don't really care for the taste of canned milk. But I have a feeling that my grandma might have put that in the macaroni and cheese and I just didn't know. I probably been eating it all along. I love the way I make mac. I use different cheeses and I make it cheesy. That's right. That's the first rule. Got to be cheesy. What's my favorite dessert? I don't think I have a favorite dessert. I know that I like um I do like cherry cheesecake. Now, how I do it is the way my mom and my sister does it. We get cream cheese and you use a pinch of salt. You use some sugar and then you get the Cool Whip and you blend it and some vanilla and you blend it and you see if it needs another pinch of salt or if it's too much Cool Whip or not enough cream cheese. But it comes out really thick. It has to be really, really thick. It's light, but it's thick. And I get the graham cracker crust and I put it in the graham cracker crust and I smooth it. Now, when you get the graham cracker crust, you have like a little plastic bowl that protects the graham cracker. So we take that off and the metal pan that it's in, we unfold it. So we get the cherries. You taste the cherries. Sometimes the cherry can be a little tart. You might just need a little pinch of salt and a little pinch of sugar. It's according to how you like your cherries to taste. So when you're finished with that, you just spread it on top. And then that little plastic bowl thing I was telling you about, you put that on there and then you bend it again so that the top is on there. And you put it in the freezer or the refrigerator. I haven't had that in a minute. I may want to make some next week. Nothing like grandma. You know that's right, baby. You know that's right. I love the way my sister makes strawberry cheesecake. Now that sounds really good. Oops. Wait a minute. That's the one. I love the way my sister makes strawberry cheesecake. Okay, that sounds good. It's just that I don't make the cheesecake that you bake in the oven. I don't make that kind. That focus hopes to use in the best cheese to use. Okay. Are you talking about the best cheese to use in macaroni and cheese? I like kneading the dough and shaping your rolls and watching them rise. Yeah, I can imagine. If I was to see somebody doing that right now, my eyes would probably water up with tears because I would think about my grandma and how she used to make them from scratch with the packet of yeast, everything. She was like one of the best cooks ever. Regina said yes at Lay It Down. Ladies, pet milk, it for macaroni and cheese, period. Okay. Hello. I love homemade bread. Oh my gosh. Homemade bread is the best. And like I said, when I get those, I taught my grandson how to do it. So he'll go and get the pan and spray it and put the little frozen balls in there and leave the space and then spray the plastic wrap and put it up high. Then when they raise up, he could put them in the oven. So he knows how to make them because he likes the taste of them. For his 15th birthday, he likes to do stuff with me like make cookies from scratch or go and get the rolls in the store or something or make a cake. He reads the measurements and stuff and you know puts what needs to be in the bowl, and he just loves that kind of stuff. And he did say that he was thinking about being a cook. But even if you don't, I tell him, even if you don't become a cook, it's always good to know how to make something to eat. That's always good. I'll learn how to cook over here. Oh, no problem, baby. No problem. If it's something that you're trying to cook and you're not sure, the people in this chat don't mind. We got some old school people in this chat, some new school people. Not a problem. Gina laughing at you, loyal I am. My favorite dessert is apple pie. I love apple pie. Yep. My favorite dessert is apple pie with French vanilla ice cream. Oh, a shot of Cool Whip. That's what's up. Now, I can make pies. I can make sweet potato pies from scratch. I can make apple pies from scratch. And like one time, um, my husband had got a bunch of apples, I guess, trying to help some little kids or something. And they had these baskets of apples they were selling. And he bought a couple baskets of apples. So what I did, it was around a Christmas time. And I cored the apples and peeled them. And I made apple pies and I gave it to the household. And that turned out very, very well. So I make those from scratch. CK, you are going to have me in my feelings. Why? Red Star yeast. I believe it's that red and white pack. I know what you're talking about. Why am I have you in your feelings, honey? Regina said lemon pound cake and chocolate devil's food cheesecake. Gina, something tell me you be eating good over there. Go over your house and you get to eating and swinging your feet and everything else. You be the gave us the happy feet over there, girl. Let me see. Boss lady said to Mr. William, apple pie is my second choice. Okay. I love cherry pie too. I don't have like one favorite dessert. I might have many things that I really, really like, but I don't have like one favorite dessert. But before I started started my treatment, I love chocolate. Chocolate, chocolate, chocolate. But now I can't really tolerate chocolate like I'd like to, but I still like it. Let me see. Every man should know how to cook at least one dinner just in case. You're absolutely right, is what I tell my sons. I don't want you to be sitting there hungry, and you don't get up and make yourself something to eat. I mean, you need to know how to make rice, you know how to make some spaghetti, crack open a can and put your spices in there. And I also tell them to play around with spices, you know, maybe something that you haven't tried and you may like them. But yes, my sons can make a meal. I never played that. Yes, they can. The oldest is spoiled. He would rather someone cook for him. But the youngest, he knows how to make a meal, but left up to him, he'd be in my pot. Just give me all the flavors of a cheesecake. Yeah, girl. But my favorite cheesecake is cherry cheesecake. Boss lady said, William, let me not forget my vanilla ice cream. Oh, man. My mom used to make apple turnovers. Now, for those who don't know how to make dough or like crust, you can go in the store and it's a store brand has it and Pillsbury has it. You have the dough that's already in a sheet, and you take your apples either from a can, or if you peel the apples, you may have to cook it down just a little bit. But it's according to how you like your apples, if you like them firm or you like them soft. So the quick way to do it is you take the dough, and then you put a couple spoonfuls of apple in it, and then you fold it over and you seal the sides with your fork, or you can twist it like you do on a pie. Sprinkles, well, put some butter on it, sprinkle some sugar and cinnamon, maybe a little nutmeg, not much, a little bits of allspice, not much. I really don't fool with cloves that much unless I'm making a sweet potato pie or something like that, because cloves taste like toothache medicine. Actually, they do use cloves to put it get a piece of cotton and you wet it and you put it on your tooth for a toothache. That's a natural remedy for a toothache. And yeah, you just have to practice so you can see which spices you don't use a lot of. And some people make little slits in it. I know I do. Make little slits in it. You put it in the oven. If you want to brush it with some butter or something, you can. And take it on out, let it get nice and brown, and cut it up. Put you some ice cream or some Cool Whip or something on top of it. Something quick that tastes like you put your foot in it. Where am I? Okay. Or in case or in case his wife becomes ill and he has to cook. That is true. That is very true. It was a situation where I wasn't up to doing a lot of cooking. And one time, me and my husband had an anniversary, and my son went next door and he asked him, "How do you cook a chicken?" He was in high school, and he was like, "How do you cook a chicken? How do you make rice and gravy?" So he said they took their time and sat with him and showed him. I said he must have forgot or got nervous, but it was a surprise for us. So on our anniversary, he baked us a chicken with some rice, some gravy, some broccoli, and
he went to the dollar store. And at this particular time, the dollar store was selling what is it called? It wasn't an apple turnover, but it was apples and they had like a sheet of crust on it. So he put a couple of those in the oven, so that's what we had. We had like the apple the apple with the crust on top, like a little apple pie, and he roasted a chicken, made gravy and broccoli. And I'm like, that is so sweet. Yes, everyone should know how to cook something and learn how to cook the rest through trial and error. Practice makes perfect. It does. I love a man that can cook. Oh, that is just totally sexy for me. Oh my gosh. Lord have mercy. Fried apple pies. Okay, let me tell you how to make a fried apple pie. Have you ever been in a store and you saw those egg roll wrappers? It's a flat little sheet where if you want to make homemade egg rolls, um, they have like the little recipes here on YouTube on how to make homemade egg rolls. Um, you take that and you take some apple from a can or from a jar, or maybe some apples you cook down and seasoned up or flavor, and you put some in there and you roll it just like you would the egg roll, and you seal it just like you would the egg roll. And when you drop it in the grease, it comes back up crunchy like one of those McDonald's apple pies. Try it. It's the bomb. Meets boss lady. What's the best oil or grease to bake and fry? Well, a lot of people say vegetable oil, but I myself I use canola oil. Um, Not very many people use lard anymore, um, or Crisco. They don't use that much anymore. But at one time, yes, I would get me some Crisco in a minute. But I would mainly bake with Crisco. But it's according to what your taste is. Now there are some people who don't like pork. Um, and different oils and things like that, they would rather fry it lighter on the vegetarian part of it. So the vegetable oil is the one that is a go to oil. They always talk about peanut oil. I don't fry in peanut oil, but I have seen a lot of different restaurants and stuff that use peanut oil. Now I use canola oil. Canola oil is light like vegetable oil, but I more or less do that because that's what my family uses and I've gotten adjusted to using that. That is that's the only brand I buy. What's the only brand? Oh, Petrus Farm. Oh, I gotta catch up. I never had fried apple pie. That recipe, you remind me, I'll give it to you. That's something quick. Like, you getting ready to watch something or you got a taste for something, you don't feel like going out. And I'm telling you, they pop up just like those McDonald's apple pies. Oh, loyal I am. A fried apple pie is a turnover. Okay, you're right. Regina, at Regina, I love apple and cherry turnovers. Yes. Petrus Farm has the best turnovers. Yes. What's okay? I already told you about the oil. That's the best at Regina, and that's the only brand I buy. The Petrus Farm. Okay. Gina. Regina said that boss lady, you're her food twin. I still use Crisco. I fry my fish in peanut oil. Yeah. Um, I don't have a problem using Crisco, but there are certain oils that people who do not eat Excuse me. There are certain oils that people who do not eat pork won't use. And lard is made from pork. Now, I don't know if they have vegetable Crisco or not. I'm not sure. I might want to check that out. You guys are food twins. Well, I have most definitely went over my hour. I'd like to thank Bashful B who stopped by, Boss Lady New Jersey, Mr. William Carruthers, Regina N, and Loyal I Am. She stopped by. Watermelon Sugar dropped by. Hopefully I didn't miss anyone. Well, there's a few people in the chat. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. But I thank you guys for coming over. And I guess what we ended up talking about was food and stuff. So anything you guys want to talk about, anything. I would just be giving my opinion. I mean, I'm not saying everything I say is a prayer book, but I had a good time with you guys. I ended up staying over my hour, but I really enjoyed it. I will see you guys again next Saturday. Oh yeah, Miss LaGale was in here too. I'll see you guys next Saturday at 8 o'clock. Okay? Love, peace, and chicken grease.